Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And let the preemptive damage control begin, because we're getting close to the end of the fiscal year for Disney. And the New York Times did an article, a very lengthy article, on the successes of Bob Iger. And why Bob Iger is the greatest CEO Disney's ever had.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
And yada, 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 and all of the things he's doing right. But curiously enough, in this interview, he admitted that Disney is not handling Star Wars correctly.
Well, that's good. Admitting your problem's the first step, but does they want to fix it? I mean, the only thing I saw was, but we're trying to get a female director, and Kathleen Kennedy's working really hard for that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So hopefully they don't continue to make mistakes with Star Wars. But yeah, we're going to talk about this. Hat tip to our friend Jay. You know who you are. Thank you for sending this to us. We're going to talk about it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We talk about pop culture news and views. We have occasional rants. I don't know if this one's going to get ranty or not, but it's an
I don't know. It's possible.
It's possible. The night's young. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel. We're over 62,000 subs, hoping for 100,000 by the end of the year. Don't know if it's possible, but it would be awesome if we can get there. Thank you for the support. Okay, so this ran in the New York Times over the weekend. Very, very long article.
Like all New York Times articles.
Talking about diversity and Kathleen Kennedy, and we'll get to that. A character study.
Hollywood's nicest CEO, okay?
Hollywood's nicest CEO on the great family dramas of Hollywood, and why he too is disturbed by Twitter.
Because people on Twitter tell him he doesn't want to hear.
Yeah, Twitter's.
Well, he made that offhanded comment about kind of slamming on Expedition Everest, and then Twitter went after him.
Yeah, Twitter's just a dumpster fire. At one point, Disney was talking about buying Twitter too. I think.
Surprised they didn't. Oh, they don't have money now.
Yeah, don't have any money. So this is, I think, preemptive damage control, because I think Q4 Disney is not going to be not going to be a home run. I think Q3 was sort of the calm before the big storm.
Yeah, but it was like a little storm.
Because we're already seeing Disney cut back on a lot of things in the park. You just saw out the other day.
Yeah, they've been cutting a lot of their entertainment. Now, some of them I think were seasonal to begin with. They probably weren't meant to be there a long time. But some of them, they're cutting back. Like, we're only having shows like 5 days a week instead of 7 days a week. And we're only, they're cutting things like, it's like, okay.
Yeah, they're cutting a lot of corners suddenly. And again, I think it's sort of preemptive panic. We've heard before, we did a video a couple of weeks ago that the top travel agent in the country is saying that Disney is kind of desperate because their attendance is down. There's not a lot of buzz about the Rise of Skywalker.
There really isn't.
Galaxy's Edge has been called a flop in Disneyland. Disney World is doing slightly better, but still not doing gangbusters. So they're admitting they made mistakes with Star Wars. I just don't know if they're admitting to the mistakes that the fandom
that's what we have to
feels
see. Yeah.
Were actual mistakes. So this is Disney's first Star Wars plans were too much, too fast, according to
what they're going to go
Bob
with
Iger.
the Star Wars fatigue again. Is that what they're going to go with the fatigue?
Let's see. Let's go, because this is sort of like it's our fault, but not really.
But how come they don't think there's Marvel fatigue?
Because the Marvel movies are
well, there's going to be Marvel fatigue real soon, because they finished that whole arc, and a lot of people don't care anymore.
No, I mean, Tony's gone, Cap's gone, Hulk is a hipster. Thor's fat. Nobody cares.
Right.
It's like
Black Widow's gonna fight without guns,
and we know she's dead anyway.
Well,
so
then Thor's gonna be. Well, they did say Thor that Chris Hemsworth is gonna be the lead on that, but they have female Thor, but he is still gonna be the lead on the Thor movie.
Okay, is he gonna have thigh gap or not?
I don't know. I'm still just. Is that what the thunder part is? His
thunder thighs? Oh my god!
I'm just like loving thunder. It's still the stupidest movie.
His thighs.
The only thing I can think of that's a stupider name for something is that harmonious name they gave to the new show coming to Epcot. They're calling it Harmonious. I'm like,
somebody
that's dumb.
Can't name.
No offense or name. Well, no, full offense. That's dumb. Dumb name. You should have taken a poll, and that's a stupid name. Anyway.
All right, so here we go. This version coming from comicbook.com. There have been plenty of criticism criticisms about Star Wars. I thought everything was fine.
It's all fine here.
Ever since Disney purchased Lucasfilm 5 years ago, even though the franchise has made billions of dollars at the box office, dominated home video sales, produced fan favorite animated series, like
the ones that got canceled?
Resistance that got canceled, and is set to expand to a live action shows on Disney Plus. The disappointing box office of Solo, along with the divisive response to The Last Jedi, has caused some vitriol from fans.
I'm so tired of hearing this. There was another article I sent you earlier, and it was this people doing this amazing piece about how Rian Johnson's basically a visionary, and and he's somehow able to quell the tidal wave of negativity on Twitter, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Which is it? It's a vocal minority or it's a tidal wave. You can't have it both ways. And I'm like, cause it's not just a vocal minority. There's a lot of people who are pissed. It's not all because they don't like strong female characters. It's not because they're all misogynist. It was a sucky movie. Sorry, but go ahead.
They can't get over it. They can't get over it. With the lackluster response to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland this year, it seems like Disney chairman Bob Iger agrees. He agrees. During an interview,
he agrees, but
there's a but.
There's always a but.
There's always a but. During an interview with the New York Times released this weekend, Iger admitted that they might have overextended with Star Wars, possibly getting too ambitious after the Lucasfilm purchase was finalized. I just think that we might have put a little bit too much in the marketplace too fast.
No, that's not the problem.
Franchise fatigue.
Nope, that's not the problem. You guys keep missing the point.
I think the storytelling capabilities of the company are endless because of the talent we have at the company. And the talent we have at the company is better than it's ever been.
Arguable.
In part because of the influx of people from Fox.
Okay, but Fox was just... Wait. The influx of people from Fox just happened. Like, that was just finalized in March. The influx of people from Fox has only been a recent thing.
So all the Star Wars until now has been garbage?
But there hasn't been a movie since they bought
people,
Fox.
Right.
So that's dumb. And then they would have had most of this new movie done, except for the reshoots, before the Fox people would have been, acclimated in there enough to do this. And, here's the thing. They keep saying brand fatigue. I do think maybe the general public, I think it is a little bit of brand fatigue because a lot of people just don't care anymore. I know. I was talking to friends and they're just like, I'm how much are you going to take it? It's just don't care.
If the movies were good, people would care.
Well, right. But the thing is, you're losing the fandom, too, because it wasn't good. I'm sorry. Rian Johnson set out to make his fanfic, and it's very obvious it's his fanfic. I mean, there were some things I didn't like about the Force Awakens, but I still was more than willing to give The Last Jedi a chance. And after I saw that, I was just like, what the hell? And a lot of people were just like, what the hell? And plus you made Galaxy's Edge the new trilogy that no one cares for, and The Last Jedi was the last thing they had in their mouth. They don't want that. Yeah. They want the original. That was dumb. Original trilogy is the way you should have gone.
I love this though. Lucasfilm's initial plan for the franchise included finishing the Skywalker saga. The Skywalker saga
was already finished?
Was finished. We had a beginning, a middle, and an end. We did not need any more.
And if you were going to make more, you should have maybe used what George Lucas told you was the storylines he had planned out.
When they bought Lucasfilm, George Lucas had a notebook with an outline of what he thought, where he thought these characters would go, and he was so disgusted by the direction apparently they took things in that he called Disney white slavers. Now, apparently they've worked it out a little bit because George actually showed up for the opening of Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, in Disneyland.
Or they threw a bunch of money at him or something, but he was not happy with the fact that he's like, here guys, here I am as the creator of Star Wars, telling you where I think these characters would go, and you're putting it in the damn trash can and doing your own thing.
And making up new characters for no reason, and then making them Mary Sue. But you know what was really funny? When they had Galaxy's Edge open at Disneyland, they had George Lucas, they had they had Mark Hamill, they had Harrison Ford, they had different people that were there that were big, the actors. And when they did it in Disney World, the one that was supposed to be okay no matter what because it was Disney World, it was very anticlimactic. It was Chapek on in front of everybody with a little skit and then him talking about the opening. That's what it was.
Yeah, I was like, man, this is really, they had a big to-do in Disneyland, and then the fact that it was just Bob Chapek making dad jokes at the opening of Disney World, which should have been a bigger deal.
Jokes? I don't remember that part.
He was just making stupid jokes.
He was making comments, but yeah, it was like they had this big, huge thing at Disneyland. Disney World was like, eh. And then they're like, why is the crowd not? Even you were like, the company was like, eh.
Yeah, the company didn't even care enough to
know!
like they couldn't bring in. I mean, they couldn't bring in like this was based on the sequels. We kept saying like, why are they bringing the original trilogy stars out? Where's Daisy Ridley? Where's John Boyega?
I thought they'd bring them out to Disney World since they had the original Disneyland. I thought they'd do at least that. No, nothing. It was Chapek. It was a really bad skit, and then it was Chapek, and then it was like, hey, welcome, boom, done. It was really short, like a few minutes.
It was the weakest opening for the biggest expansion in Hollywood studios ever. And I mean, I get that it was probably easier to get the celebrities out there being in California, being near LA, but it was really like low key disappointing.
It was. I was expecting a lot more. I was like, what?
I think everybody was expecting a lot more from Galaxy's Edge, and that's the problem.
I know. But I'm saying, but the fact that they went to the original trilogy for Disneyland, I mean, that just speaks volumes. I think they realized they made a mistake, but by that point, they were too far along. They couldn't,
Right, and the word is that was actually Bob Iger's.
But it's just brand fatigue. It's not because no one likes Last Jedi and there are characters that aren't resonating with people as much as the other characters did or anything like that. No, it's brand fatigue. That's it.
That's where they're going, because they said that they're talking about that Skywalker saga. They were going to do Star Wars stories after Rogue One and Solo. Disney backed off, and now they're shifting. They're basically putting Star Wars direct to TV. Kathleen Kennedy expressed a need for a different approach, revealing their strategy would shift with the upcoming release of The Mandalorian. Because
it's not going to shift; it's going to be more of the same.
But that's it. It's still Disney Star Wars. The thing is you can't see the box office failure if it's on their streaming service with internal numbers.
Well, that's why they're doing it this way. And you know what?
Hide the failure.
Speaking of Kathleen Kennedy, I wouldn't know if I trust her a different approach because. At the end of the day, she was in charge of all of it. The buck stops with her, and she didn't even have the foresight to plan out 3 movies with an overarching story of beginning, middle, and end so that it all meshed together. I'm like, I don't even have words.
Basic storytelling.
But now it's going to be The Mandalorian and Rise of Skywalker is going to be the way they're going in the future. That doesn't necessarily mean anything either. And they keep blaming it on Solo. And I just want to say real quick, but what did we say was going to happen? Everybody was boycotting Solo because they were mad about The Last Jedi. And I said, what's going to happen is they're not going to take, their takeaway is not going to be The Last Jedi's bad. The takeaway is going to be Solo didn't do well, and then brand fatigue was their takeaway. Not that they had a bomb, full of crap with The Last Jedi. Their takeaway was that was okay. It is Solo and brand fatigue.
Yeah,
which is exactly what we said.
Did they have a team that they were going to investigate? It's like, what the hell? What else does the fandom need to tell you? Like the fandom has been telling you for months, for years, what the problems are, and you always take away something else. Again, the
actors are telling you some of the problems.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's been telling you, like, look, this is a Disney problem. This is why, like, Disney is handling Star Wars like a Disney property because Disney will
tone deaf.
They're tone deaf. They will never admit the problem is them, or they will kind of do an end run around the actual problem and come up with a different answer. Always. They can't just say, no, you know what, we screwed this up.
I think that they did. I think they said, hey, we screwed up. People would have a little more respect, and I think they'd be a little more lenient. But they refuse. It's always the fans' fault. It's the vitriol. It's never because, maybe they deserved the crap they got. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but they're talking about, again, it comes back to brand fatigue. They have, Kennedy said to Vanity Fair a couple of months ago, I think Disney is very respectful of what this is. And right from the beginning, we talked about the fragility of this form of storytelling.
No, it's called, you can't go and change everything to get to, cut out Lucas or whatever you were doing. And insert a bunch of characters with no backstory whatsoever and expect everybody to just be like, oh,
Yeah, and that's just it. They said that you can't turn it into a factory approach. You can't do what Marvel does.
Well, you're not going to be able to do what Marvel does anymore either, I don't think.
No, because Marvel, people have to connect with the characters, and when you kill the characters off, or you unhero them...
And then put a bunch of new characters no one knows who they are, cares about.
Nobody cares, because you're doing the same thing to Marvel that you've done with Star Wars that didn't work, which is destroying the characters people care about, ending their story, sometimes in very, very stupid ways, and expecting them to just jump over to the next generation when it doesn't.
It's not going to work. I think you're going to see a big dip in Marvel real soon because a lot of people are like, okay, I got through my 10-year arc. Okay, I'm done. I'm out.
So this is interesting. Fox was mad when Disney bought Star Wars, and now Disney bought Fox. He said that Rupert Murdoch at Fox was disappointed and crazed during after Disney's purchase. He said he was crazed that we bought Lucas. They were the distributor of all George's movies, and he was very disappointed in his people. Why didn't you think of this?
Why didn't he think of it? If he's so great, why didn't he think of it? He was ultimately, it was his thing. Why didn't he think of it? I mean, I can see why, because actually they were the ones that it was Fox who did the Star Wars stuff. So yeah, I mean, I can understand it, but like the Fox films and stuff. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it just didn't occur to them.
How could it not? I don't understand how you can. I mean, they didn't think it would be for sale.
I don't know. Now
for years and years, when Lucas had it and kept it, why would they think it was for sale?
I don't know. Well, Fox honestly probably didn't have pockets deep enough to pay George what he probably wanted for it. I don't know, because yeah, he it's Star Wars has been very much his baby, and they probably didn't bother asking him because they're like, well, he's not going to sell Lucasfilm.
Well, yeah, but I mean, look, they bought it for $4.5 billion, and they bought Fox for $71.3. So Fox probably could have done it.
No,
but
that's true.
I mean, they probably thought, because for years and years it was Lucas that kept the rights or whatever, so they probably never thought in a million years he'd sell them. They probably, I'm sure it was probably asked of him before, and he's like, no, I'm gonna,
Yeah, because he was always very shrewd. He was very lucrative when it came to his deals.
He was smart.
I don't know. In this one, I think he just wanted out. He wanted to cash out. He's getting older. He wanted to cash out. But I'm like, again, part of the Disney acquisition was an outline for where George would have taken his characters. Mm-hmm. His characters, where George would have taken his characters. He gave you a gift. He gave you an outline. You didn't have to follow it to the T, but they threw it in the damn garbage and started over.
They made sure it was fine. They, quote unquote, took care of George's characters for him so they can insert all their new ones.
Yeah, they killed every one of his
characters. They took care of them all right, and then they added all these new ones.
But hey, on the positive, Bob Iger,
a slow burn. There's waiting for that, Bob.
He realizes the need for diversity.
Okay.
You have to look a level down because we've done a lot, Mr. Iger said. He concedes it's a disappointment to those who directly report to him are lacking in diversity, and vows, I'll change that before I leave. I wonder if there will ever be a female director for Star Wars. He says Kathleen Kennedy, head of Lucasfilm, is trying really hard to make that happen.
Which is, I don't have a problem with it being a female director.
Which is fine, yeah.
I just make sure it's a good director.
Patty Jenkins would be fine. Mm-hmm. I trust Patty Jenkins.
Because there's a lot of times there's some female directors that get inserted because they're female and they aren't necessarily a good director.
Yeah.
There's lots of good directors out there that are women. Find one of them.
They talk about, I mean, this is a really interesting article. We'll link to it. There's a lot here, lots to unpack.
We're not going to go through all of it.
No, it's very, very long, but it talks about Abigail Disney. And, she just thinks that he's paid way too much for what he does.
Again, then he's like, we're trying to find solutions. Go back up a little teeny bit. We're trying to find solutions to the challenges and the problems that our employees are facing today. Some of your employees, like in Disneyland, people were saying that they don't even, their hours are cut so much.
Yeah.
They can't even, live on it. We're going to come up with dozens of more solutions. Well, don't you think you should have come up with dozens of more solutions before now? And we're going to try to help improve their lives. If they don't work, we're going to find dozens more. Well, in the meantime, these people have to go through all your different solutions that whether or not, how much work and how much they don't. And he's getting how much money?
$65 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to improve his salary, $65.6 million was insane. So he's going to try to find a better solution for them, which in some cases has actually meant that they have to pound the pavement and go find another job in another company.
At least they aren't giving him like McDonald's gave their employees, here's a sheet of how you can live on McDonald's if you work someplace else.
Oh my God, yeah.
But here's my thing. It's like, here's an idea. You want to make it better for them. How? But their answer is going to be, we need more money to pay our employees. So we're going to raise all the prices, and then people aren't going to come, and then they're going to cut their hours more because people aren't coming. That's probably the solution.
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. So I think the purpose of this, one, it's to spin that, Galaxy's Edge guys, look, Bob and George are friends.
George looks kind of like scared.
He doesn't want to be here. He looks very uncomfortable.
He does. He doesn't look like he's very happy.
He's the plantation owner.
He looks like a robot, but then George kind of looks like terrified of him, or not terrified of him, but it's like very trepidatious about the situation. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah. So, this I think is preemptive damage control. I think Q4 is gonna come out, and I think we're gonna have, now obviously their box office did pretty well. They had The Lion King and that this quarter, but I think in the theme park side of it, I think it's gonna be disappointing. And I think they're preemptively trying to case build for Bob.
Well, I think that's what they're going to do. They're trying to case
Yeah.
build ahead at the end of the month and the next month and the month after when... I don't know how it's going to do for the Rise of Skywalker. I do not think it's going to...
There's no buzz. Nobody cares.
Not very much buzz, no. It's they're going to start pushing it really hard. But it's almost like, I'm surprised they aren't pushing it harder by now. I kind of have to wonder, do they already know it's not going to do that well? So they're trying to like downplay it and find outs. And we have the streaming service. We have the streaming service and find other things to try to redirect your attention to.
Yeah, like, hey guys, we got The Mandalorian. Watch The Mandalorian. They're pushing.
That's going to come out first in November. So, see what I'm saying? It's like they're either thinking The Mandalorian's going to renew interest, maybe we'll go to the movie, or is it a matter, because by now you think with it needing to succeed, and it's like 3 months out. They'd be pushing the hell out of it already. And they're not. You're hearing more for people pushing out for that Knives Out than you are for Rise of Skywalker. I mean, they're pushing Rian Johnson down everybody's throats. And that doesn't come out till November.
Yeah, I think Rian Johnson's pushing himself down everybody's throats without their consent. I think they were interviewing him about his movie, but he will not stop talking about Star Wars. I think Disney's like, we need people to forget about The Last Jedi. Oh, great, Rian Johnson's on tour, and he's
But what I'm saying is, I would have thought Disney would be pushing it like crazy by now, and they're not.
They're not.
And they need this one. They keep saying they need this one to succeed. So I'm wondering if they already know it's going to do crap, and they're already trying to case build other things to bury it as fast as possible.
I think they already know that there's a lack of excitement. I think Galaxy's Edge bombing through them. I think the future of Star Wars for Disney is they think it's going to be TV, direct to TV, which is sad. I never thought I'd see a day where Star Wars was primarily a TV thing, like Star Trek,
Yeah.
And I think they're like, the future's TV, so we'll just get this movie out the door. We don't know what we're going to do yet.
The future is futile.
The future's futile, it is. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, they should be. I mean, hell, Jumanji is doing more marketing than
That's what
Star
I'm saying.
Wars.
It's really odd. But, but this one, it needed to succeed. You're not seeing hardly anything about
You're
it.
seeing a montage of better movies.
Right.
So
I just have to wonder, because even The Last Jedi they started promoting and stuff and pushing it by now. I have to wonder if it's just like they already know it's not going to go the way they wanted it to go, so they're just basically trying to find plan B, C, D, E, and F and have them all ready to go, and that's what they're trying to do.
I don't know, because if those rumors are true...
Oh my god, please don't be true.
If those rumors are true, one about the plot leaks, which are terrible, all of them are terrible.
Yeah, hopefully none of those are true.
And I'm sure they are, though, because the red-eyed C-3PO kind of cinches some of it.
Yeah.
If they're true, then there's going to be a hell of a lot of backlash. And if the other rumors are true, that the movie is in pieces and they've got like 12 different cuts of it, they might be holding off on the trailer because they don't know what the hell to show people, because they don't know what version of the movie
That's true.
to show people. I mean, it just seems like they're preemptively making excuses.
I agree with you. I mean, they might not know what to show, but I'm like, was there really honestly any way that it could be saved at this point? I mean, I don't think they could have, no matter what they did.
We didn't need this.
Sort of
trilogy.
making it all Force vision or something, and even then it was going to be hokey because they did that.
Yeah.
There wasn't much they could do to save it, I don't think, because it was so badly burned after the last one.
It's crispy like Anakin.
Yeah.
And they have to like peel the clothes off of him because
that's
stuck to his burnt junk and all
okay,
that.
yeah, no. Why do you always have to go there?
What was that from? What was that
Chestnuts?
from? No, I was trying to think. Was it a Robot Chicken? Like you smell like feet wrapped in leathery
burnt bacon or something.
Bacon.
Yeah, that was funny.
Star Wars smells like feet.
He's crying. That's what.
Star Wars smells like feet wrapped in leathery burnt bacon at this point.
That was pretty funny.
Hey, at least they're admitting they're a problem, but that their solution is not.
But it's not the problems that it is. It's brand fatigue. There's some fatigue, but not in the way you think.
2 + 2 = 5.
That's right.
New math. Just like their box office numbers, just like their books for parks and resorts for the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
New math, Common Core.
It's Common Core.
Iger brought new math.
It's Mickey Math.
Mickey Math. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap this one up.
Okay.
So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. We'll keep an eye on the Rise of Skywalker because somebody has to give a shit. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.